Hi everyone, just a quick update on this major winter storm that's currently taking shape across the Mid-South and into the Ohio Valley and the Mid-Atlantic. A big storm here. Looking at the current interactive radar, snow is coming down across the central part of Tennessee. Nashville, Tennessee could see anywhere from 4 to 9 inches of snow. Probably looking at that 4 to 8 inch range there in the central Tennessee area. But by the time this wraps up, with heavier snow totals north of Nashville here, and much of central and eastern Kentucky, those are kind of the winter areas when it comes to jackpot, when it comes to the snow totals here from Bowling Green, especially eastward towards the Lexington area, southeast of Lexington. You already see where the kind of the heaviest bands are setting up. That's going to be this area right in here that gets that heaviest snow throughout the rest of the going forward throughout the rest of the day and into the evening. And now look at that snow continuing to press eastward here. Washington, D.C., the snow is getting ready to start coming down. As of this video taping, it's about 1 o'clock Eastern Time. The snow is not falling just yet in Washington, D.C. We still have some dry air to overcome the low levels of the atmosphere. But very, very soon, we're going to see that snow begin to fall and stick, and travel's going to become treacherous very quickly. And the snow continues to push on to the northeast. We've also seen some icing problems here in parts of the eastern part of Tennessee here in the Carolinas, where you see this purple shading. We've seen some sleet, seen some freezing rain, that creating some very slick travel out there. And now let's take a look at the current watches and warnings in place. We have a huge swath here, winter storm warnings here in the pink from northern Mississippi, throughout much of Tennessee, and all of Kentucky. Every single county in Kentucky is under winter storm warning. How about that? In extreme southern Indiana, southern Ohio, the southern half of Pennsylvania, all of West Virginia, all of Virginia, almost all of North Carolina, and across, as you go throughout parts of Maryland and the D.C. area, it is going to be just an absolutely huge storm for you guys. If you're a snow lover in that area, you are very happy right now because we're looking at the biggest storm we've seen in quite a few years. So this is a big deal for you guys. And going forward throughout the rest of the afternoon, it's kind of, well, first also I wanted to show you we have a blizzard warning in place here in that red shading. That includes the DC area. That goes into effect from 3 o'clock this afternoon all the way till 6 a.m. Sunday morning. So obviously you're not going to be traveling this weekend. Just stay indoors and watch Netflix and enjoy the snow because, hey, you guys don't get these big snows all that often. So it's always a really, it's a big deal when you guys get a big snow like this. So just, really have fun, take advantage of it, and enjoy it. Let's look at the radar, or look at the future radar from the NAM, 12-kilometer NAM, going forward throughout the rest of the day and into the evening. Let me back this up a little bit. I'm going a little too fast here. By 4 o'clock today, it's going to be snowing in D.C. That snow will be pushing into Philly and approaching the southern burbs of New York City here. By the time we get to the evening hours, snow will still be falling across the Bluegrass State and into Tennessee, but it'll start winding down in this area throughout the evening as we focus more on Virginia, West Virginia, Pennsylvania. We've seen a northward shift. In the latest model runs this morning, there has been a northward shift in that heavy snow across Pennsylvania. That's a big deal because that means more and more areas of Pennsylvania are going to be getting in on those higher snowfall totals here. And this is by 10 o'clock Eastern Time, heavy snow falling across the D.C. area, Philadelphia, into some lighter snow getting into the New York City area here. And going into the overnight hours, that snow just continues to fall. We'll watch to see if we can get any kind of dry slot to approach the southeast area of D.C. That's one thing that could really cut down on totals. But I don't think D.C. is going to have any problem with that. D.C., let's game on for 18 to 24-inch solid snowfall. And some areas will get maybe even more than that as you head up into higher elevations there, north and west of there. And here we are by 7 a.m. tomorrow. Boy, it's going to be snowing very hard here across. Still a good part of Pennsylvania will still be seeing a lot of snow. And D.C. will still be seeing the snow. Philadelphia, heavy snow falling. And that's going to continue throughout the day on Saturday. Look how slow it is to move out. So this the back edge of the snow, the deformation band of the storm, just kind of sits here for hours and hours and hours. I showed you at 7 a.m. this band right through here. And here we are by 4 o'clock, and it's still snowing here. So that snow just kind of sits and sits and sits and just basically going to dump on this whole area. So that's why we're going to see such tremendous snowfall totals. You get it under snowfall of 1 inch to 2 inches, 3 inches an hour for 8, 9, 10, 11 hours. You can get the idea of why we're talking about such significant snowfall totals here across this area. And going into the Saturday night time frame, everything finally starts to wind down. We're going to go from that heavy snow to the light snow and then flurries, and then just kind of gradually fades out. By the time we get into the overnight hours, Boston, you guys are going to still get some snow as well. We've seen a little bit of a shift in the track here that kind of helps the Boston area to get in a little bit more snow, especially southeast of there. And by the time we get to 7 a.m. Sunday, we're finally in the clear across the east. Snow will be over. And one good thing about this storm is that we're not going to have that frigid cold air. You know, typically a lot of times when we see a huge storm, once the storm moves out, we get an absolute Arctic blast of cold air. And that's really not the case this time. We're actually going to have very nice temperatures, relatively speaking, for winter behind the storm. So that's going to really help road crews to attack this heavy snow and really get the roads trying to get back in shape. But don't expect it to be in all 1 or 2 days. This is going to be a several-day deal to get the roads back in decent shape. Because when we're talking about snowfall totals this much, it's going to take quite some time for those roads to get back to normal. So plan on being kind of camped, hibernating inside for several days. Well, you know, go outside and enjoy the snow. Just don't go out and travel. Just sit at home, go out and just play in the snow and have fun. Because, you know, these areas, especially in the Mid-Atlantic, you know, you guys don't get snow all that often in the winter, so it's always exciting, especially when you're having such a big event like this that only comes around, say, once every several years. And looking at the potential snowfall, and I thought I had it up here, again, this is from the high-resolution NAM, showing you, I want to stress something here. The NAM has a big bias of overdoing precipitation totals, so most of these totals you're seeing here are just way too high, okay? So I want you to shave off, kind of a rough idea here is to shave off about 30% of what it's showing here. But nevertheless, you get the idea. We're still talking about a lot of snow. We're probably a solid 18 to 20 inches in the DC area for the storm. You go northwest of there, that's where we could be looking at 30 inches or more of snow across much of Pennsylvania. Again, we've seen a northward shift, so that does put more of Pennsylvania in the line for snow, and heavy snow at that. Even in Boston, the high-resolution NAM's trying to put more snow up that way as well. But again, the track of this storm is still shifting a little bit. And small shifts can make the big difference here. So, again, heavy snow here across much of the Mid-Atlantic as we go throughout the next 72 hours or so. So, 48 hours or so, I should say. So, be sure to get out there and enjoy the snow. Let's look at the probabilities for heavy snow of at least 12 inches. The red indicates where we have that high risk for at least a foot of snow going forward throughout the rest of the day today. And that'll do it for this update. Thanks for watching. Be sure to enjoy the snow. And if you have any pictures, if you live in any of these areas that are experiencing this winter storm, be sure to send us pictures. Just post it in a comment below this video, or you can just post it on our Facebook page. We'd appreciate that. Well, that'll wrap it up for now. Thanks for watching, and stay safe out there and enjoy the snow.